This man ran a billion-dollar cartel, then vanished by changing his own face. 8 plastic surgeries, a new identity, and a scar that almost fooled the FBI. But what gave him away wasn't a fingerprint. It was the one mistake he carved into his skin. Before he became the man with 1,000 faces, Juan Carlos Ramírez Abadía was just another boy in the quiet Colombian town of Palmira, Valle del Cauca. Born in 1963 to a middle-class family, he grew up far from the chaos of Medellin or Bogotá, but even in Palmira, the shadow of drug money was growing. As a teenager, Chupeta wasn't loud or flashy. He was quiet, methodical, obsessed with control. And by his early 20s, that obsession turned into ambition. It's believed that his first trafficking operation involved cocaine smuggled through Venezuela, a test run that netted him millions. From that point on, Chupeta wasn't just a nickname, it was a brand. But Palmira was only the beginning. Chupeta didn't want to be a soldier in the cartel. He wanted to build his own empire. If you're enjoying this, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more. When Cali cartel began to crumble in the mid-1990s, Chupeta saw a vacuum. While other traffickers were being hunted down or turning themselves in, he was building something new, something quieter, more organized, and even more profitable. Along with other rising figures, he helped form the North Valley Cartel, a brutal and sophisticated drug trafficking network that would become even bigger than Cali. At its peak, Chupeta's operation moved over 500 tons of cocaine into the United States. The DEA would later estimate his personal fortune at $1.8 billion. But Chupeta didn't run his empire like a gangster. He ran it like a CEO, controlling routes, forging alliances with El Chapo Guzman, and laundering his fortune through fake companies, luxury properties, and offshore banks. He became known for his precision, his paranoia. He paid for silence, demanded loyalty, and punished betrayal with bullets. But as his empire expanded, so did the number of enemies. And soon, the only thing that could protect him was a new face. By 2004, Juan Carlos Ramírez Abadía was worth nearly $1.8 billion, and every law enforcement database on the planet knew his face. So he did the unthinkable. He re-engineered it. Inside exclusive clinics from Bogotá to São Paulo, her surgeons cut and carved, adding silicone implants and shaving bone. At least 3 major surgeries, maybe more, left him looking like a total stranger. He hid out in a luxury compound near São Paulo, living like a ghost. Midnight bike rides, blackout windows, never the same hairstyle twice. Even his own guards weren't sure who he was. But he forgot one thing: plastic surgery can't erase a voice. Brazilian agents fed a wiretapped call into voice recognition software, and the algorithm screamed a match: Chupeta. On August 7, 2007, a swarm of federal police crashed his safe house and dragged the man of 1,000 faces into the light. The final giveaway? A tiny surgical scar the cameras couldn't miss. Proof that no amount of money can edit every detail. After a year in a Brazilian prison, Juan Carlos Ramírez Abadía boarded a DEA jet bound for New York. The deal was simple. No death penalty, no sentence longer than Brazil's 30-year maximum. But the U.S. wanted everything he knew. Inside a sealed courtroom, he flipped, handing over secret ledgers, cash stashes, even tipping agents to kidnappings in Brazil. In 2010, he pleaded guilty to murder and drug trafficking, agreeing to testify against Mexico's Sinaloa bosses for a lighter term. 14 years after that midnight flight, Judge Brian Cogan finally pronounced sentence. 20 years in U.S. federal prison, a jet-black bargain for a man who admitted to shipping 500 tons of cocaine and ordering up to 150 murders. With credit for time served and cooperation, Chupeta regained his freedom on December 9, 2024, under a new identity created for him by the government. The man who bought a new face may soon own a new life, but what happens if he ever steps back onto Colombian soil? Before we get into his possible return to Colombia, just a quick note: if you like this kind of content, you can fuel the cause by buying me a coffee, or 2, or 10. I won't judge. The link's in the description. Then dive back into the mystery. October 2025, after 17 years behind bars, Juan Carlos Chupeta Ramírez walks free in the United States, under federal witness protection and a brand new identity. But freedom comes with a clause: stay invisible. And yet, just weeks later, Colombian officials start prepping for a very public possibility. Why the scramble? Because Chupeta still haunts 3 live case files back home. The Odebrecht corruption probe, multiple asset seizure trials in Cali, and fresh testimony that links him to new money laundering networks. Officially, U.S. Marshals insist he remains out of sight. Unofficially, rumors swirl that the Capo wants to close accounts on Colombian soil. May 2025, the murder of Maria del Pilar Zea, alias La Reina, is linked to a $10 million debt and a whispered order from the newly liberated kingpin. So here's the cliff edge. If U.S. authorities deport him, Colombia could arrest him the moment he lands. If he sneaks in under a false passport, no one may recognize the face he's wearing today. And if the vendetta talk is real, the first shots have already been fired. 2025 may be the year Colombia meets a ghost it thought was buried. Do you think Chupeta should be welcomed with handcuffs or a new chance at life? Tell us in the comments, because the story isn't over yet. If this blew your mind, smash that like button, subscribe for more, and hit the bell like it owes you money.